In this tutorial, we are going to create some vectors for our terrain. First of all, draw a grid, set the projection on grid and apply, as we saw in the other tutorials. The vector creation menu is placed here. There, we can create points, lines, Bezier lines, clothoids, areas, and Bezier areas. Let's start by creating some points. The vector list ID shows us skyscrapers are assigned to those particular points. But if we deselect everything and we change the vector list ID, for example, we change it to single family houses, now we will be creating single family houses, meaning that that particular vector list ID with its attributes and containing that geometry, it's assigned to those last 2 points that we just drawn. And we see it here, we have 2 family houses and 2 skyscrapers. If I want to draw some trees now, but I still have selected the stuff, the whole group will change to trees. So it's important to have everything deselected before you draw. Press Ctrl C to undo, and yeah, let's draw our trees. We want some trees near the houses. To release the creation tool, press the right mouse button. Now let's draw some lines. I'll create a fence. That people has a fence around their houses. So you just click on the viewport and you draw your line. In that case it's a fence because the vector list ID has a fence assigned. And here we are editing the points. That's something you will see in the next tutorial, the edit vectors tutorial. You can translate in element mode and point mode your vectors. As said, check the next tutorial for more information about that. Now, let's draw a spline now. On that spline, it's gonna have a river associated to it. So that's gonna be our river. Good. Remember, right mouse click to release the creation tool. And if I create a clothoid now, I still have selected the river, so if I change the vector list ID, the river will change as well. So if I want here a 3 row, look at that, our river is no more here. So that's something that can happen. It's better to have everything deselected before drawing, but you can go into element mode and reassign the vector list ID. And now we have the river again and our new 3 row. So we just draw the clothoid, the splines and the lines. Let's move to the areas. So we are gonna create some areas. The first one is gonna be a that one, needle trees. So we make here some area with needle trees. And remember to draw anti-clockwise, that's the way. Now remember to deselect everything and let's go for our spline area. We are gonna make a lake and also we draw it anti-clockwise. That's similar to other vector editing software, so the way you drag to get your spline curve and all that. Let's see how it looks like in 3D. That's our little terrain, like our vector example. Not super fancy, but it's a good example of how that works. If you press here on the top the 3D view, you can edit in the 3D viewport your vectors. We can click on here and they will be highlighted. Or needle trees, they have just one tree. Why? Because of the distance. 90 meters between trees is a bit too much. That's why we just have one tree in that area. We can make a distance of 10 and well, it will show next time that we generate a terrain. And here, well, we see the fence. Here are our trees. Single family houses are there, and the skyscrapers are there. So we have everything. And that's all for today. See you next time.